Hey, this is Candy from Pop Culture Exchange. Today, I'm going to try something I've always wanted to try, the Vectrex system.
This is an ordinary TV video game. This is Vectrex, the only video game system with its
The Vectrex was a unique portable console first released in November 1982 by General Consumer Electronics, then later by Milton Bradley Company. It had its own built-in vector monitor, so it had amazing vector graphics for every video game.
Berserk. So if you're into video games, forget the TV. Get into Vectrex. Light pen and 3D imager available.
Well, let's take a look at the Vectrex today, see if it still holds up. Well, the system still looks really cool. I really like that it's got that old TV look to it. It also looks like it might be heavy, but it's not as heavy as you'd think. It's got some heft to it, though, being that it's got a glass vector monitor in there. But it's really nice how it's all built in. You only have the one power cord. There's really not much else to it other than this. It's pretty basic, and you know, you wouldn't have to hog a TV or anything. You could take it camping or something. It'd be pretty fun. There's also a brightness setting on the back. It's the only thing that's on the back besides the information. It utilized overlays to make the vector graphics seem like they had more colors, because this is just essentially a black and white screen. But there is a built-in game too, which is Mindstorm. So I'm going to put the overlay on that, and we'll give that game a shot. Alright, so now that I've got this going here, I just thought I'd show you the controller. It actually comes out this way. You just kind of pull up on a tab and it pulls right out. So it stores the controller there, right in the front. So that's actually really cool. And inside there is the knob to turn it on. It's also the volume knob like most old televisions. And there's also a controller port 2 at the bottom there. So let's take a look. So this is Mindstorm here. Yeah, released in 1982. So let's see what this game's all about. I'm pretty sure you can change that to 2 players if you want. A lot of games prompt you to choose whether 1 or 2 players. So here we go. And alright. Now, if you saw earlier, the controller only has 4 buttons as well as a joystick. So the joystick obviously is what I'm using to move my ship around, but each button does something else too. I've got one button that is the thrust, I've got a button that is the shooting button, and I've got a button that's a teleportation button, which is why I keep jumping from place to place. And then the other button is a pause button. So let's try the next game. This is Spinball. This is the other one that I had on cartridge, and it's got its own overlay as well. This one is pretty much a pinball game, but the overlay, of course, just really adds some color to it. So this is really going to give you an idea of what these overlays can do when it comes to introducing color into the graphics of the system. So here we go, and there you go. And of course, this is a black and white monitor, but that overlay is really making the whole pinball play field have a lot more color to it, you know. And as you can see, this looks like the game is freezing. That is actually not what's happening. I'm actually trying to figure out the controls here because, like I told you earlier, there's only 4 buttons on that controller, but when you start a game, you don't know what button does what. And on this game, of course, it's a little weird because I have to pull back on the joystick to pull out on the spring to shoot the ball. Then I have to hit one of the buttons to shoot the ball. 2 buttons work for both bumpers, and the other button is the pause button. And I kept hitting the pause button because I wasn't, you know, just trying to figure out how these controls work is what was happening. And that's why we saw a lot of pausing earlier. But now that I've got the controls going, I can tell which button is what. And if you're curious at all about what this game does look like without the overlay on it, there you go. It's just black and white. To me, that really does change it quite a bit, but it really adds to the charm. All right, so let's check out the multi-cart. This is going to be all the other games on here. And yeah, this is version 2.5, released in 2016. It's got a lot of games on it, including some home brews. But it has a lot of games like this one here, Armor Attack from 1982, which is from the era. We'll also look at some of those homebrews later, but let's take a look at this one. Again, you can change the game or the player to 1 or 2. So I'm the tank in the middle there, and all the other tanks are presumably bad guys. Oh, and as you can see, I died there and don't know exactly what I'm doing here. Okay, give that another shot. All right. So okay, I can move, I can shoot. That's awesome. So I probably should try to kill this tank here. Let's see if I can figure that out. Oh, now there's a chopper. Okay, let's try and avoid that, I suppose. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, and I'm dead again. Okay, well, not as easy as it looks. Okay, so, okay, one more time. Let's go again. All right. So, all right. Now there's 2 tanks. All right. Now that's a little different. Oh. I think he's dead. I shot him like 3 times, but he's not moving. Okay, I think he's dead. All right. Oh. Helicopter. I can't believe he keeps missing me. Okay, now I'm dead. God, I think I just shot him too. Okay. Well, that was interesting. So let's try the next game here. What do we got? This is another game here, Dark Tower. This one's from 1983, so another one from the era. This wouldn't be one of the home brews. This is going to be something from around that time. So game 1. This appears to be a single-player game. There was no option to choose 2-player, and oh, it's getting a little weird and ominous. Okay. So I appear to be walking through a forest. I see a box there, but you know, this kind of has a nice 3D effect. Oh, that's the pause button here. I can see my inventory and things. All right, I'm not sure how relevant that is. Keep going here. More trees. Kind of reminds me of Christmas. Oh, there's a couple dead trees. It's kind of a lot of atmosphere for something like this. It's really not as abstract as what we were looking at before. I can clearly see that's a man. I can clearly see this is a forest full of trees, and there seems to be some sort of scaling to the trees. So a little bit of a 3D effect. Oh, a little more ominous again. This is. And I think I died. Okay, replacement warrior, alright. Not sure how I died there, but let's continue on our quest. Oh, there's a box. Not a box. Maybe if I hit a button. Oh, okay, now I'm opening the box. And we're into another game, okay. Throwing. Oh, that was cool. Just looks like I have a few, maybe bowls throwing. Oh, blew me into pieces. Looked like I was throwing stars at bowls who were kept coming out of walls. Okay. Now what's happening here is that the joystick is allowing me to move back and forth, but each button, all 4 buttons lined up, represents the angle of which I'm throwing stars. So I have to, you know, move my character over, and then I have to use the correct button to have the right angle. Anyway, I keep dying here, but I'm going to keep trying because this is kind of interesting. So let's open the box up again. Back to killing the cows here. Let's see here. Oh. It's really not as easy as it looks. Okay, there we go. Shoot him into pieces, but he still seems to be alive. And I'm dead. Huh. I really feel like they're not doing this in my favor, so I think I'm going to quit that one. Let's go on to the next one. This is Birds of Prey. 1999, so this is more of a later edition here. This is something that somebody had developed later, and of course it's sort of an asteroids type shooter clone. Not much to talk about here, so I might just go on to the next game because this really isn't doing it for me. So let's check out the next one. I mean. Alright, test, empty slot. Oh, Frogger. Well, I know what that is. Alright. This one was produced in 1998, so somebody programmed this one way later on, and no, we have a long intro. Hi, this game was written in March 1998 by Christopher. Okay, well, enough of that. Oh, okay, well, yeah, this looks like Frogger to me. Oh, well, that's pretty easy. Okay, well, this is fairly simple. Alright, and there we go. End of level 1. Didn't even die once. Huh. It was actually really easy. Well, hopefully the next level's hard so I can see what happens when you do die, because that was little boring. All right, here we go. Back to the game. All right, oh, it looks a little harder. Let's see if I can die here. So far, I might make... Oh, wait. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, well, that's a little ominous. I don't know about the grave. Oh. Well, the grave is kind of disturbing. Oh. Just keep dying. Ah. Grave. I set a new record of what? Dying a bunch? Good lord. Alright, well, I think you get the picture of this one. Next game, Ripoff. 1982. Okay. And this is... I'm shooting a bunch of Doritos, alright. Or no, I'm not shooting the Doritos, it's... Hey, wait a minute, these guys... Oh, they're taking Doritos, okay. Maybe I was supposed to kill them. I mean, maybe they shouldn't... Maybe I'm protecting the Doritos? Oh. Okay, I can kill them. Alright. Okay. I assume they probably shouldn't be taking the Doritos, so I'm going to defend the Doritos. Oh, there he goes, taking it. Okay, alright. I'm beginning to believe that if all of my Doritos are taken, then I lose the game. So I need to defend my Dorito pile, my Dorito stash, if you will. And hopefully... Oh. I do get a couple extra guys here. I've been blown to bits a bit. Oh. Maybe I'll keep an eye on that Dorito there. It's right by the bottom. Oh, no. It's not easy. 2 left. Okay. Oh. Alright. Well, as long as... Man, these are not easy to defend. I've only got 1 Dorito left. Well, maybe that'll be easy to defend. There we go. Alright. Man, it's easy to defend 1 Dorito. That's pretty simple. Oh! Ah. And, yeah, well, that's about says it. Okay. Pole position. Pretty sure a lot of you know what pole position is. It's about as basic as it gets. This one was made in 1982 for the Vector. So if you're ever curious to see how that looks, here it is. And it's, you know, not bad. I mean, if you're a fan of this type of game, it's about as basic as you can get. Driving around. This kind of thing could definitely put me to sleep these days. It definitely looks cool for the era, though. I really like the way these graphics flow, and there's something about them that's just something all their own. You really can't get this through emulation. Oh. Yeah. It's kind of nice to drive on the road like this. It's relaxing. But I'm getting a little bored with this. Let's go on to the next game. Fortress of Narzad? Narzad, 1982. Okay, well, better stick with game 1 just in case. Oh. Okay, kind of looks like I'm perhaps controlling a TIE fighter and shooting a couple of weird little guys. It's funny, it has like a very sort of vaguely 3D look to it, but it's not really 3D, so I wouldn't really call that something that cool to look at. In fact, it's another one that's kind of boring me. I mean, honestly, we've seen a lot of these. I mean, I get it. They're shooters. I'm a spaceship. I'm shooting other spaceships, and they blow me to pieces. It's kind of what we've seen 1,000 times. So, you know, another game I've kind of got bored with, and maybe we should go on to the next one because, yeah, I keep dying. Okay, next game here, Art Master. This sounds fun. It's Sketch Connect. Wait. Nothing's happening here. What'd that commercial say again? Did it mention something that I might need for this?
Light pen and 3D imager available. I
see. I might need the light pen. Okay. Well, since I have a light pen, we'll try out this game here. This one is from '96, so it's another one. It's Vector Vapors? Vapors. Oh. Vector Vapors, and that's Space Invaders. And a really bad version of Space Invaders. Good lord. Space Wars, 1982. This seems a little bit better. Okay. And, oh, another game when I'm getting blown to bits and shooting other Well, I'm beginning to feel like this is what the Vectrex is known for. Space shooters. Alright, next game. Blitz. Okay, football, 1982. Let's give it a shot. Now, this is actually a little more fun than it looks. It's about as basic as a football game gets. It looks exactly like animated playbooks, actually. So, understanding the fundamentals of the game and playing the game with plays and having those plays play out is definitely clear cut. So it being represented in this way is probably the best thing for it, because if you were to try to represent it with humanoid graphics or something that looked a little more realistic, it probably wouldn't have come out very well. This is really all you need to get the point across is the lines representing each yard. You can tell that there's a goal at the end there, and then the X's and O's represent the players exactly like a playbook. So to me, this is actually a decent representation of the game, and actually quite playable. So I had quite a fun time with that. Space Hawk, 1982. This is, I'm guessing, another space shooter. Can't wait. Oh. All right, another one that sort of resembles Star Wars. This one I feel like I'm driving through into the Death Star, so kind of fun. All right, well, now let's try that big one that came out this year, last year here, 2016. This is Big Blue, and this was released with a whole big box. It's also got the screen, the whole box protector on it, and they did this one right. This one is done front to back. It's got all the artwork for it, and as far as I can tell, there's only about 200 of these made, so they're not easy to find. But this was a new release in 2016 for the Vectrex system. So here it is here. And there's the overlay. It doesn't feel as pliable as the other ones, but it is made of a nice clear plastic, so it does the job just as well. There's the manual, and here is the cartridge. It looks exactly like the cartridges that I have that are originals. It even says 1982 on it. There's the number 177. They number all these. The box and the cartridge match up 177. So, and I assume that's 177 out of 200. They really didn't make a lot of these. As you can tell, there's a lot to it. So it's really, really nice. Let's take a look at that manual now. Black and white. We've got the controls here. Really basic stuff. Really not bad. So that was the Vectrex. It's a pretty unique system with its own type of graphics that you won't see anywhere else, and a very analog feel that you just can't really get from emulators these days. Not only that, but it's almost portable if you took it with you and you had somewhere to plug it in. But overall, it's a pretty cool system. A little boring if you didn't grow up with it, but still pretty cool that people keep it alive today. They've actually been making games for this for a while, but if you find yourself in the mood to try it out and you happen to spot one in the wild, they're worth a shot. So that's all I had for you today. Take it easy.